Yo, what's going on, everybody? My name is Sean,
My name is Rusty.
and welcome to Table Talk. It's a show where two roommates just talk about random shit, whether it's what's going on in the week with us, conspiracy theories, wrestling, pop culture, weird shit. Welcome.
Welcome.
Wo-
You've got mail.
Welcome to the simulation.
Yes. This is the simulation. This is all just AI. That's
welcome.
all this is, man.
Welcome
This is
to AI.
Suno prompts for 1 hour.
1 hour Suno prompt.
Yes.
Oh, man. Hey,
And
so Rusty's added something to his attire. He added his glasses that he wears on the weekly basis. He says, "Yo, man."
yeah,
Uh,
they're gonna probably say something else another time, but I have to get on my phone and do something about that.
yeah, and
Reprogram.
reprogramming. Uh, my thing I added to my attire is my gloves.
Your
Um,
fingerless gloves that are also not fingerless,
yeah, my fingerless gloves that can be converted into mittens.
right?
I I went into 7-Eleven the other day and I was like, man, I really want these gloves, right? I saw
Wa
them and I was like, man, I want them, so I bought them.
Was it the one here or was it another 7-Eleven?
No, it's the one right down the street.
Did you Muhammad sell them to you? Or was it
No,
someone
it was somebody else. Muhammad wasn't there. I think it was maybe last night. Yeah, I think it
oh,
was last night before I went out.
okay.
Um, so it would have been Thursday night for everybody watching. Uh, but yeah, I saw him and I was like, man, I want them. I put them on, and you know what I thought to myself?
I don't.
I was like, dude, I look like I remind myself of Harry from Home Alone.
Sure, man. The first one is
Yeah,
the second one, he has tape, and I don't know what kind of tape that
that's
is. I'm not
Marv. No, that's Marv. Marv has tape because Marv is
Oh,
the
dude, you're right. Okay, man, I'm fucking that's horrible. I getting confused, man. Just watch both of them.
Yeah. Yeah, so Rusty
Okay.
and I just watched Home Alone 1 and 2. Rusty's not much into Christmas movies.
No, man. There's yeah, and you know what? I will say I do really like some Christmas movies.
Mhm.
There are some that I really enjoy watching. I do enjoy watching Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
I do enjoy watching. People throw in Die Hard, but like whatever. If you want to say that's a Christmas movie. I do enjoy watching Bad Santa,
Mm.
and I do not like A Christmas Story.
No?
No, I fucking hate that movie, dude.
Why do you hate it?
Dude, that fucking Ralphie annoys the piss out of me, dude. He's such a little shit, dude. He deserves to have gotten beaten the fuck up, dude.
Every day.
Instead of him fucking pounding on the kid who fucking I
Rufus, I
don't
think
know.
his name is.
I don't remember. I don't remember his name, but yeah, dude, like fuck that movie. But like, there are some Chris movies I like watching. But Home Alone's not bad, dude. I saw it in the theater. Would have
Mm.
been 1990 or something.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I remember that, dude. Did that with family friend and shit. Um, yeah,
I'm looking up the name of the bad guy in the Christmas Story because Scott Farkas.
Scott Farkas. Okay, yeah, fucking Scott Farkas. When Scott Farkas gets beat up, uh, that's not, he was a little shit too, but he kind of deserved to get beat up. But Ralphie should have got beat up too. So shout out.
Ralphie is a little shit.
You know what, man? I'm gonna have to make a video, a Suno video about Ralphie getting the shit beat out of him. I don't know by who, man. Maybe by that Santa Claus that kicks him in the fucking face. They just do that and then like put on that the HBK fucking Titantron going after it that people do and those videos like when someone gets kicked in the face, dude, and then it just
have,
starts playing I like those videos, man.
how Ralphie go up to like go see Santa Claus and Santa super kicks him,
Yep.
and then fucking you got the elves doing the suck it.
Yeah. And someone throws the football at him
Yeah,
because that's
no,
what he asked for.
and in the background, like Ralphie like goes up and he goes to like talk to Santa Claus. Santa Claus super kicks him, and then the shut, and then like the fucking dudes are like, God damn.
Yeah. So what Christmas movies do you like, man? What?
Man, I like, and you know, I'm gonna oppose you. Christmas Story is probably my favorite.
Okay. It's a
I
lot of
grew up.
people's favorite.
I grew up watching it. Like it was a tradition. On Christmas morning, I would watch it. And so like that, I like Jim Carrey's Grinch. I think that is like my second favorite.
Okay. I
Um,
never saw that. Read the book.
oh, dude, we're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it today.
Okay.
It's gonna be good. It's my second favorite Christmas movie. But it's like close to tied for my first. I like Christmas Vacation, even though, or National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, even though last year was the first time I ever watched it in my life.
No shit.
Yep. And the only reason why I actually watched it is because my daughter was making references to it, and I didn't know what she was talking about.
Okay, and so you haven't seen Vacation or European Vacation or Vegas
Mm-mm.
Vacation then either?
No.
Okay.
No. I never grew up with them. Like my dad and my stepmom never watched them, so for me it was
Sure.
like take it or leave it.
Yeah.
How'd
you like that?
I enjoyed it. Actually, when I went to my buddy Chris's house for Thanksgiving, we watched it. So
Okay.
yeah, he put it on again. So I really enjoyed it. Him and I laughed our asses off. It was fun. I also, as far as like cartoon Christmas movies, I really like the old stuff, like the claymation Rudolph, the
Okay.
Red-Nosed Reindeers, The Year Without a Santa Claus.
I never heard of that.
Oh, it's good. Those are just staples of Christmas, man. Like those
Okay.
old ones. The Year Without Santa Claus is great. Little Drummer Boy's good. Charlie Brown Christmas
Sure.
is always one of my favorites. And then I guess to round the list off, because Christmas is one of my favorite holidays. To round the list off, Elf. I absolutely fucking love Elf.
It wasn't too bad. It was all right. It had some moments in it, man, for
Yeah.
sure.
I loved how they had him dressed up walking through New York City and nobody fucking knew that they were filming. He was just acting like a complete jackass, and I loved it.
That's New York, man. That's
Mhm.
they're not gonna stop, dude. They don't give a fuck.
No.
And they know not to stop. They know not to be like, oh, okay, they've been roped into enough shit. No, not to get fucking roped into that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I really like Christmas movies. Every year I've tried to make it where I watch a Christmas movie every day or as close to every day as I can.
Oh
I
shit.
obviously fail. But I mean, the last 2 days we've watched Home Alone 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. And you said don't go past Home Alone 2.
Dude, Home Alone 3 and all the other ones suck ass.
Why did you
so
watch
bad.
those?
Well, I watched
numbers.
No, I watched 3 because I mean, obviously you watch 1 and 2 and you're like, okay, well that's good. Let's see what 3 is about. And after 3, I didn't watch any of them. 3, like, it was an entitled piece of shit, kind of like Kevin McAllister, but worse.
Right.
I mean, they kind of missed the plot, the whole thing, and they tried to recreate
What's
the magic.
the
plot? Of 3.
Sure. You said they missed the plot.
Okay, so I think like the family got stuck out in a snowstorm and the kid was left home alone, and people were trying to break into the house.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's probably a movie to sell fucking home security systems and guns.
So and guns. Yeah,
big guns lobbying in fucking Hollywood.
Actually, so there is a weird conspiracy theory that came up online, and you and I talked about it, so I think we can talk about it here. There's a theory running around that Kevin McAllister's dad, because they never fully talk about what Kevin McAllister's dad does, but he's loaded. He's got a fuckload of money where he can afford to fly 15 people, 14 or 15 people out to Paris. Like that shit is insane. And then fly
Right.
them out to Miami, right? That shit's insane yearly. So like, what does he do? And so some people say that he was an accountant for the mob in Chicago,
Yeah. And
and
then he's in The Sopranos.
he's in The Sopranos. Yeah,
I think he
yeah,
did that like not long before he died.
yep. The dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was also in a horror movie or a horror TV series that I watched called Slasher, where he's a police officer, but he was doing some weird shit with kids. So
Didn't get his money from there, or
no, that wasn't a big series. It wasn't syndicated. It
okay.
was like it was like um a Canadian based show.
Oh, okay. He's Canadian.
Yeah, yeah, I believe
Yeah.
so.
Dude,
But
it's
yeah,
weird with that. Like they have to have so many actors in it for everything. It's same with the BBC and that kind of shit. That's why you always see like the same people in there, man. And they have to do it with songs too. Like on the radio, a certain number of songs have to be Canadian.
really.
And yeah.
Damn, so a bunch of just Wham all over the place.
Yeah, is Wham Canadian?
I don't know. Is Wham Canadian? Let's look that up.
I don't think so.
I thought Wham was Canadian.
I think George Michael was fucking British. I think they're
I mean,
British.
you might be right.
There's my Rusty knows about Wham, but not other stuff in the world.
No, Wham is not Canadian. They're British. I was wrong.
That's okay. There's a lot of other Canadian bands.
Yeah.
You know,
people. Is it the people that sing Chumbawamba Thump or whatever, or
Chumbawamba?
Chumbawamba? Are they? Yeah.
I think they're British as well.
Fuck, man. I'm all right. Okay, yeah. Maybe I'm wrong.
Dude, the 90s, man, was fucking just probably British. If then if it was some sort of song that was British,
it
was a big thing, dude. That was the British invasion, like in the 60s. Like we had it in the 90s.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you had them, but then you also had like whenever the Sex Pistols came along, right? Like they were part of
maybe like late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
And there was another British invasion.
Yep, they're happening all the time.
Yeah, I don't know about now. I don't.
No. Before we get too deep into it, because last couple of weeks we've been kind of skipping over it. How was your week, Rusty?
I don't know. It's all right, dude. I fucking was chilling. You saw me, man. I was here, or I was in my room. I wasn't. I didn't really do much, man. I just because I was Thanksgiving with whatever is called Black Friday and Cyber Monday, Small Business Saturday. Like people were fucking ordering shit and like a lot. Ordering fucking miniature stuff, and because we're doing a sale, so it was just people fucking buying little things for figures. So I was kind of just doing that a lot this week, man. What about you?
I went out to DC to go file my paperwork for my passport to get an emergency passport. Long story short, it was not fruitful. So I ended up filing my paperwork in the local town that we live in, or just outside of it. And yeah, man, just hanging out. I had an ER trip Wednesday night, Thursday morning for my gallbladder. That was fun. Outside of that, it was a blast. Outside of that, man, I've just been hanging out, man, trying to do a little bit of intermittent healing when I can. I've been tired this whole week, man. Just like I feel like I've been perpetually tired as much as like I don't want to be. Like I find myself just passing out on the couch. Um, I don't know. Not outside of that, my week's been all right. Um, we'll dive into a conspiracy theory, man. This is probably going to get us either kicked off the internet or a lot of hate if we're going to talk about
No,
somebody.
dude, 'cause I'm gonna get a lot of fucking hate for it in the fucking community, man, dude. They're gonna fucking hate me for this, dude. I mean, they already don't like me a lot. There's a lot of people that don't like me in this community. So like I
Yeah.
may as well just double down on this, man.
Let's
And
double down on our bullshit.
yep, telling
Uh,
people.
yeah. So we're going to talk about Chris Benoit. Hot topic in the wrestling community. If you watch wrestling or you've been a fan of wrestling for an extended period of time, you'll know that name.
Dude, even if
Um,
you weren't a wrestling fan, you know
yeah,
that name probably.
yeah, yeah. I've brought that name up to people who don't know wrestling. They're like, "Is that the guy that killed himself and his family?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
So
Yeah, dude. Like when I got in, dude, that's all people were talking about. There was that, and then like right after I started, then all the concussion stuff started.
yeah,
Everyone started
yeah.
talking about concussions, and it's like, okay, well, that's good. But anyway, go ahead.
So Rusty and I, when him and I first met and we started talking, like I can't remember who brought it up, but one of us brought up Chris Benoit. Like I, you know, I think it was like we just mutually shared a respect for him as the performer and like just liked his work. I'm a huge fan of Chris Benoit. I always have been. And then if you scroll back, it's either on his podcast or on mine. I can't remember. But we've talked about we don't believe Chris Benoit did it.
Right. Which,
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't buy the story. You don't buy the story. And just because we like him, even if I fucking hated him, if I fucking hated him and I was like, dude, fuck Chris Benoit,
Yeah,
I would still think, dude, something fucking seems fishy.
yeah, it
Something
has to.
seems fishy. Like if I was someone that just hated Chris Benoit, and I'm like, dude, I hope he did fucking murder his wife and his kid and then killed himself, dude, because fuck that guy, dude. He was a piece of shit. I'd
Yeah,
still be like, well, dude, okay, something doesn't seem right. Maybe he did, but there's still at least something that doesn't sit with me. Right,
yeah,
one thing.
yeah.
And yeah, I don't know about you, man. I kind of do, but I'll let
So
you
so
explain.
if you don't know the story about Chris Benoit, Chris Benoit was a professional wrestler, worked for almost every company that was around at that time, to include like Stampede and like New Japan and stuff like that. And I want to say about 20, 25 years, yeah, like 20 years ago, he almost 20 years ago, he was supposed to show up for a pay per view and fight against CM Punk for the ECW championship, and he never showed up. And when they couldn't get a hold of him, they did a welfare check, and the police found um, him, his wife, and his youngest son dead, all dead. And there was a lot of like the initial thought was that Benoit, his family got killed, and then they started doing investigations onto it, and they determined that he killed them and then killed himself. And now, if you know anything about the history of Chris Benoit, like you can watch The Dark Side of the Ring, they cover it, and it's actually a sad episode. There's two episodes back to back that are really sad, and they piggyback off of each other. So it's Eddie Guerrero's, which leads into Chris Benoit's episode. And um, so, if you know anything about the history of Chris Benoit and his wife Nancy, Nancy used to be engaged or married to Kevin Sullivan.
They were married.
They were married. Okay.
Yeah.
There was a lot of abuse from the understanding that I have of it. There was a lot of abuse, like physical, mental, emotional, psychological abuse from Kevin on to Nancy.
And I believe there was from Chris on to Nancy as well,
Yeah, yeah. So
which
yeah, we're
makes it
gonna
easier to paint him as that.
yeah, yeah. So so Chris and Nancy were friends. Nancy would divulge this information to Chris. and eventually they fell in love. Nancy and Kevin ended up getting a divorce, and then Nancy and Chris got married, and everything was great until it wasn't.
Because he booked them together, and he wanted it to look. Kevin Sullivan booked Benoit and Nancy together to make it look like they were a couple, and broke them two apart. And then fucking they worked themselves into a shoot, and then they're together, and 10 years to the day, man. Chris, Nancy, and Daniel end up dead. It said that, I don't know which one it was, since they say it happened over 2 or 3 days, but that's also, who knows. But it was the 10-year anniversary of when Nancy and Kevin Sullivan divorced.
Yeah. And there's a lot of weird things that happen. If you watch a lot of the interviews, even early interviews to going into the Dark Side of the Ring interviews, there's a lot of inconsistency. One of the biggest ones is Chavo Guerrero. And I'm just going to throw that out there. One of the biggest inconsistencies in the story is Chavo Guerrero. So when he first came out, he came out and said he was on the phone with Chris. Chris got a knock on the door over the phone. There was a scuffle, and then the line went dead. But in Dark Side of the Ring, he retracted that statement. It didn't even say it. He said, "Oh, I hadn't heard from Chris for an extended period of time." That's fishy.
Yeah. That's real fishy, man.
That's fishy as fuck.
Yeah. What the fuck? Motherfucker, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Because, why would he change it? And then we were saying that he was also there, and the one who was the first one to see Eddie. Because they say that on the episode too, that they brought him up, and I think before they called the police, he wanted to do like a welfare check on him. Or I don't remember what happened exactly with that one, but Chavo was there for both of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so when that's a weird, real heavy, like right off the bat, real heavy, fishy situation.
Right. But
very big inconsistency.
Who can ask Chavo this question? Because if you ask him that, dude, people are going to be like, dude, fuck this guy. Like, why are you asking him, dude? Like, it's obvious fucking Benoit did it. And it's like one of those things that you cannot question the narrative of this, or else you're horrible if you question the narrative of this, because it's like people fucking died. Fucking people were murdered. A man's wife and a man's wife and their child was murdered. And
how dare you? I think there's only one person. I think there's only one person in the whole globe that could ask that, and I don't think people would shit on it. And that would be Chris Van Vliet. Shout out to Chris Van Vliet. If you get Chavo on your show, ask him. Now I'm gonna tag him in this. Like I'm gonna tag him in the post.
Sure.
If you get, and I doubt we'll get a response, but if you get Chavo on your show, ask him about the inconsistency between when he first made the statement to the Dark Side of the Ring, because there's huge inconsistency there that needs to be addressed.
Right. And
maybe Ariel Helwani, because Ariel Helwani likes to do those kinds of questions too.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard question, man. And
how do you ask that in a way that doesn't provoke the other person?
Right, and it's already accusatory right off the bat. But the case was closed. Cops can't fucking do shit about it. The cops there, and that I'm gonna stop myself there on that part, because I don't want to go into that, because that's a whole fucking different can of worms. I'm
Yeah.
already censoring myself on this show, dude. Like, that's fucking telling you something. It doesn't happen too often, but I'm gonna stop
Mm.
myself on that one. I'll have to tell you that part off air.
Yeah. So the second inconsistency is that they found what, you know, beer cans and or like wine bottles all over the place. And they said, there were drugs present. But the toxicology report does not isn't consistent with that, right? Like the toxicology report came out and said that there was nothing found in his system. I literally just asked Google, I said, does drugs and alcohol stay in the system after somebody dies? And it says, yes, drugs and alcohol, along with metabolites, generally remain in the body after death and can be detected by forensic technologists or toxicologists. God damn it. However, the concentration can change specifically or significantly due to the postmortem process being uh, interpretation complex, right? So they can say that there's drugs and alcohol in a system, but the toxicology report says otherwise. And the science behind it is your blood, your heart is, is the pump that keeps the blood flowing, right? So
Right.
if you have a blocked valve somewhere, if you have an artery that's blocked somewhere, it's going to create complications. But there would still be alcohol in your system. You know, uh, that's why alcohol and drugs get out of your system after a certain period of time. Now, if the blood stops flowing, it has nowhere to go. It has nowhere to escape.
Yeah.
So
And
therefore, it would still be
well,
in the system.
yeah. And coroners are another group of people that like no one's gonna question.
Hmm.
Like, when do you ever get a second autopsy report?
Hmm.
Uh, Coroner or a funeral director or
I've
anything
never
like.
seen one.
Yeah, like, it's always like, "Okay, that's it," and there's not a lot of people that are doing this job, and
No.
so to be able to pay somebody off or, sway them somehow would not be very hard, and not a lot of people would want to, question it because, like, well, there it is. There's the fucking thing because, yeah, it was somewhere in Georgia. I wanna say Fayetteville.
Yeah. Um, I'm
And
looking up
then
something else. Keep going.
okay, and then the weird texts that were going on
Yeah.
that, like, dogs are locked up, in the yard. Here's my address. But that could also be from someone who's fucked up. And because I thought that Xanax was found at least in Daniel. I don't know about the other two, but I believe that Xanax was found in all three of them. And dude, if you've ever fucking talked to someone who's on fucking Xanax, like, you know, it's especially I think the level that they gave each one of them,
Yeah.
uh, because you got to make it look like it was a murder or a suicide. And yeah,
Yeah.
dude, I don't know. And then the fact that he had a towel wrapped around the fucking
That's
cord,
another
which
one.
was weird, like around his neck.
Yeah.
Uh, like, why would you do that?
Right. And there's that to me is like, why would you wrap a cord around your neck if you're gonna die? Or
A
what?
towel.
Sorry, a towel. Yeah. Why would you wrap a towel around the weight of the of the weight machine that you were using to hang yourself if you knew you were gonna die? Like that
Right.
would be inconsistent. That would, for me looking at that, that would say somebody did something to him and they were trying to cover it up.
Yeah, that's like, oh, this person got shot, but then the fucking gun next to him has no prints on it. It all got wiped clean.
Here's another thing that I think. If it was Kevin Sullivan, he could have had the towel wrapped around Benoit's throat as he's fucking stepping on him, and then he wrapped the cable for the weight machine down around his neck, And then when he was done, he lifted him up, put the weight back on it so that it would stabilize him.
Yeah, and there was uh no forced entry on anything. And with the going back to the phone call where there was a knock at the door, a scuffle, and
Yeah.
and then that could have been someone that he knew, or that they
Mhm.
all knew, went in there, somehow gave them, maybe forced fucking Xanax into all of them, so they're all just very lethargic.
Yep.
And then and some of those texts I think were sent after he was dead,
Yeah.
if that was the case.
Yeah. The second thing is, or another thing is, people try to say, "Oh, he was on steroids." Maybe he
He
was, but
was
yeah,
100%.
yeah, maybe he
100%.
was. Which could, I mean, we all know the roid rage thing. Like that's very, and he was very well known for being very rageful, right? Um, but the one thing that I ask, because people say that steroids cause the holes in his brain. I've heard that. I looked it up and I Googled it and said, no, steroids do not cause holes in the physical brain. The only thing that can cause actual holes, cavities in the brain, is physical trauma. And
Yeah,
he is,
which he had a lot.
yeah,
He,
if you,
you know,
yeah, yeah,
they said he had the fucking brain of an 80-something-year-old dementia patient,
yeah, yeah. And
because his dad gave the brain to Chris Nowinski.
yeah, which I have a lot of respect for Chris Nowinski, by the way. But that's neither here nor there. He had a lot of brain trauma. They call it CTE, but he had a lot of brain trauma because the man used his head a lot as a weapon.
Right. And
Um,
CTE can only be fucking proven after death.
yes, yes. So there were a lot of holes in his brain. On top of that, too. So to me, this is a massive fucking conspiracy. And apparently, Kevin Sullivan, before he died, said he was going to admit to something, and then there was
Really?
nothing. He said that, yeah, he said that he was going ready to admit to something, but he never did.
Dude, okay, so he was down in Florida after that. He was working at FCW, so he trained a lot of the fucking people that were on that first wave of NXT. That was, everyone on there was fucking great.
Yeah.
And they're now all pretty much who's at the top of the roster right now of WWE. And then he fucking went up to um, out on a island near Tacoma, Washington.
Hmm.
And he was just out there for a while, complete opposite side of the country, in the fucking place called Bremerton. And dude, yeah, he'd do these shows, man. At the place I worked once, I never met him. He wasn't on this show, but it was this place in Bremerton called, fuck, what was it called? I don't know what the place was called, but it was a Mexican restaurant, and we worked outside of it, and it was like a Mexican restaurant and store, because our locker room was go sit behind the meat counter and fucking change
Mm,
back there. But
mm.
he'd be
Meat
on a
for the
lot of
meat
these
counter.
shows. Yeah. Going back to meat that we were talking about earlier, but dude, yeah, he was out there, man, out in the fucking he fucking needed to be away from people and just show up where people aren't going to be asking him about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I think he got away with murder.
Yeah.
He's dead. So and the whole thing about not being able to talk about the dead. Fuck that, dude. I'm going to fucking do it, dude.
Yeah.
Because whatever, dude. That's another thing that people can't say. When someone's dead, you can't fucking talk shit about them, even right after the moment. Some people have to grieve, but you know what? I think it's still our right. And if you don't like that person and they're dead, there has been someone that I fucking can think of right now that when he died, I was like, fuck yeah, dude, that guy's a piece of shit, dude. I'm fucking glad he's dead. And what you gonna do, man? Like
Yeah,
that's part of the process. But like I think he fucking did it. I think he fucking
yeah.
killed him, or he was at least had his fucking hand in it.
I think he did. I think he did it.
I would have said
Um,
it to his face if he was
yeah,
alive.
yeah, hands down. So I googled did the wrestler Kevin Sullivan admit that he was going to share some secrets on his deathbed? And Google responded and said, yes, there were social media posts and discussions around mid to or 2024 suggesting wrestler Kevin Sullivan hinted at making a major confession or shoot about the Chris Benoit tragedy before his death, leading fans
Whoa.
to leading fans to speculate if he planned on revealing hidden truths about the angle or the murders of the business or murders, though he'd previously downplayed things as just part of the business. However, these online claims are speculative and part of a fan discussion. The wrestler legend Kevin Sullivan died. So before he died, part of the question was based on false premise. So
Whoa.
we'll never know
Yeah.
unless he wrote a book or a memoir and fucking hid it somewhere and someone finds it.
Yeah. Maybe he'll have some.
Yeah.
Uh, he'll find it in the woods, and he'll find some fucking. We'll find some stones, and then we'll be
Yeah.
able to translate them, and find out that.
Yeah. There's two more conspiracies that I want to hit on, and they both involve the same family. And I want to know your thoughts on them because we're on the speculation of wrestling conspiracies now. And I think you know where I'm going.
I
Do
don't.
you think, okay, all right. Do you think, first of all, because we're going to go in sequential events, do you first think overall that the Montreal Screwjob was just a massive work? Or do you
Uh,
think, or do you think Brett really didn't know anything?
no, I fucking maybe there was probably some bit of a realness to it, and I don't think it was a totally just storyline. I would say that there was definitely some parts of it that were true, but I would say it was storyline. I I don't know. That's what it seemed like to me. That's just
Okay.
pattern recognition, but I don't know. What do you think?
Mm. Well, first off, I think that if you look at some of the documentaries, right, that are around it, and even the one that came out right after it happened.
Yeah, with the fucking shot of Vince getting spit on in the face, fucking perfectly framed. It
Yep.
was like the Trump getting shot in the ear, and then having that picture of him with his arm up with the American flag right
Yep.
behind him with his ear that
Yeah.
miraculously healed very, very fast. But that's a different story. But some things are perfectly framed like that, and you're like, well, that's gonna raise some flags here with me.
Yeah.
So
There was suspiciously a lot of cameras around,
right,
even when they followed Brett to the back
right. Which
after everything.
why would they be following him around? Like I think they said they were making a documentary about it at that time.
Yeah.
About not about that, but about something else, and it turned
Yeah.
into that was what the documentary became.
Yeah. Because wasn't
But
that around the same time as Beyond the Mat?
it was like a year or two before.
Okay.
Because no, I don't know. Yeah, Beyond Matt was probably 98, 99, and the
Hmm.
Screw Job was late 97. So it was probably
Yeah.
pretty
Pretty
close
close.
to the same, or like right as the Screw Job happened. Maybe they started filming Beyond the Mat,
Yeah.
and
So,
yeah,
so I think that there's suspiciously a lot of cameras around. I also think Brett at that time was professional enough to recognize that his contract ended that night and that Vince wanted to protect his investment. by taking the title off of him. And then on top of I think the only thing that doesn't line up in that whole line is that he didn't want to drop it to Sean because he hated Sean that much. Like he fucking despised Sean that much.
Yeah,
He didn't want to
but
drop the title. But then, like, who else would he have dropped the title to? He didn't want to drop it to Sean. He didn't want to drop it to Austin because he didn't like Austin. There's nobody else in the title picture at that time. Maybe Undertaker, but Undertaker was wrapped up in a storyline, right? Maybe you could have had it dropped off to somebody else, but like there was nobody else. Diesel maybe, but like you couldn't. No, Diesel wasn't in the company at that time, so you couldn't have really dropped it to anybody else because nobody else was in the title picture. Triple H wouldn't be in the championship, heavyweight championship picture for a while up to that point,
yeah,
so couldn't really drop it to anybody. So like logically, it would have to be Shawn Michaels or Austin, and he didn't want to drop to either one of them. So Vince was
because
trying to protect his investment.
so in '97, like, but The Rock and Triple H had both been intercontinental.
Yep.
They had to do something with Pat Patterson to become the champion.
Yep.
I don't know when that stopped or once he died, who fucking took over that position of whoever's
Yeah.
intercontinental champion has to do something with Pat Patterson to be able to be champion. That was something I always heard. I don't know if that was something. That's a different rabbit hole, but we can, yeah.
So I think Sean or not Sean, I think Brett knew something was going to happen. Like he cannot. To me, you can't be so oblivious to be like something odd is happening, right?
Right.
And then there's a lot of people who knew what was going to happen. Like straight up, Shawn Michaels and Triple H came out not too long ago and said, "Yeah, we knew that this was going to happen." Even after years of them denying it,
Right.
they now came out and said, "Yeah, we knew this was going to happen." So in the back of my mind, you can't be that naive to as Bret Hart to think that something isn't going to happen.
Right.
And then
dude, why would he care, dude? Like his family is like a whole fucking, like they fucking were the biggest thing in the country. Like their family is the biggest thing in Canada of wrestling.
Yep.
Like why would he care about what, like he knows how the business works. Like it doesn't matter if you're the fucking champion or not, dude. Like it doesn't fucking matter, dude. Like what's the matter if you're fucking giving away the belt? There's one less thing. I don't know if you had to carry it back then. Then maybe they had it just going around, but dude, like carrying that around, fuck that, dude. Fuck that, carrying around a big old fucking heavy belt in your bag.
Yeah. So and then he proposed dropping the title on the following Monday Night Raw. Well, he would be working without a contract, and I don't think Vince was comfortable enough to allow people to work without a contract, just in case something happened, so that he wouldn't be held liable. We can call Vince a piece of shit all we want, like for the things that he's done, but he's a smart businessman.
Sure,
And
man.
the smartest thing he fucking did in that time was keep his company safe from being sued at to an extent. I mean, obviously there was the steroid scandal, then the naming the WWF scandal, but at that he kept his business from being sued to the moon and back. So he was protecting his investment. So I don't think Brett. I think Brett knew about it. I think he knew, but I think he didn't think that at the end of the day it would happen. But I thought he knew. My second question is: do you think everything that happened with Owen Hart, where Owen Hart ended up, like, because Owen Hart, in my opinion, from what I understood, he was slated to start a heavyweight run, close to when Brett left, like right before he left. Do you think Do you think him losing his push and then ultimately dying was payback to Brett?
So that was a year and a half from the screw job to Owen being killed
I think it
as a fucking sacrifice to
You think it
whomever.
was a sacrifice?
Fuck yeah, dude. That's what I
Okay.
think, man. I think it was some sort of sacrifice, like, and he fucking, you know, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it was a sacrifice. I think that he was killed. I don't think it was an accident. I don't think it was neglect. Um, I think it was able to, like, do, like, fuck, how much power and energy you get from broadcasting someone fucking falling 80 feet. I mean, they didn't like broadcast, like, people said that they watched it, but like, and there was always stuff like videos online that said, like, oh, Owen Hart's fall to his death, and like people always said they found it, but I don't think there was video of it. Anyone had any video of it?
Yeah.
They had their video of it, but like, dude, just telling people that and going with that narrative, dude, like, that's huge, man. That's fucking, like, who's going to question that? Who's going to question that? Oh, he was fucking killed, or like it wasn't anything but just a fucking freak accident. But
hmm
I don't know. Something seems fishy with that, dude. Like, I don't fucking trust. Like, the older I get, I don't fucking trust any of this shit that I fucking see or hear with that, dude. Like, I think
No.
there's been a lot of weird, shady shit that's gone on with that fucking company and a lot of other companies too. But like,
Yeah.
and and I'm sure Vince. I know Vince, and I assume other people in that are high-ranking Masons,
Yeah.
and are into that too.
So I think that Owen losing his push was a punishment because of how much Brett was talking and taking shots at Vince.
Why didn't they just fire him? Why didn't they just fire him? Why didn't they just fire fucking? Because Pillman
Good
died like
question.
right before. Pillman
Yep.
was already dead.
Yep.
And then Neidhart, Brett,
British Bulldog.
and British Bulldog went to WCW, and
Yep.
Owen stayed behind.
Yeah.
Why would
I
they let
think
Owen stay?
I think
They knew they
because
were going to kill him.
that, or he was a commodity. People liked him, so they wanted to keep him around. And on top of that, he was wrapped up in the angle with the Nation of Domination too. So I don't think they wanted to let him go. I think that they fully intended to punish him because of what Brett did, right? Because Brett was so outspoken about Vince, about WWF, that they didn't want to let him go. They were like, yeah, we're just going to keep Owen as a token. And then finally, when they decided, hey, this is it, they killed him off. Here's the fucked up thing.
So do you think they killed him?
Oh yeah, dude, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely, no doubt about it.
What do you think was the reason?
To win the Monday Night Wars. Because if you think about it, when Brett left, like, WCW was ahead, like, by a fucking large margin.
Yeah.
And Vince couldn't afford to go out of business, right? Because he didn't want to destroy what his father had built.
Well, and he knew that they were about to go public too. They were probably less than a year before going public, as far as being traded.
And think of when Owen died, that's when everything shifted.
Yep.
You can argue and say that Sting and Hogan was the beginning of the end for WCW. You can say that. That's fine. But what I believe is there is nothing that garnishes viewership like sympathy. Think about it, right?
Yeah.
When a prominent wrestler dies, people start tuning in, right? Owen died. The numbers of that Owen tribute show fucking skyrocketed. It elevated them. And then when Eddie died, skyrocketed. Boom. Benoit died. That tribute show, the one that they ended up canceling, skyrocketed. When Bray died, skyrocketed. The viewership did. Every single time.
Yeah.
Every You think they killed Bray? I don't think
Yep.
they killed Bray.
No.
Bray wasn't outspoken like that. I mean, there was I mean, his wife or fiance, whatever she was at the time, straight up came and said that he had a heart machine because he had gotten sick. He had a heart machine and he forgot, you know, a key thing in his truck, which yes and no. His wife could have taken it and put it, or his fiance could have taken it and put it in the car, whatever. Or he could have left it in the car. We don't know. We'll never know the full story of that. But I don't think they killed him. But Owen, I think Owen was a sacrifice for Vince so that the Monday Night Wars would end relatively soon and that he would win the Monday Night Wars. That's what I believe.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Owen's gonna be talked about way more than I think he would have if he would have stayed around until he retired.
I mean, think about it. There's a whole company that does a tribute tournament to him, and they had nothing to do with him because they were created far after he was ever alive.
Right, and
you can call it pandering. You can call it whatever you want.
I call it pandering because
I call it pandering too.
Because, dude, like, just because they know that the fucking Hart family doesn't want anything to do, or at least not the Hart family, I'd say fucking Martha doesn't want anything to do with WWE. So, like, dude, like, hey, like, we'll put you on, we'll do it. Then it can be wrestling, and you still fucking get the tribute that you should have gotten.
Yeah, dude, just like, I think it's pandering, but on top of that too, like, I think it's Martha's way of like trying to honor Owen. You know, they had Brett on one show and Brett vowed never to go back. Obviously Jim isn't alive. British Bulldog isn't alive. Natty would never go over there unless they somehow struck a partnership with AEW, which I never think they will.
Well, but she's training fucking Brody's kid.
Brody's kid is not signed to a contract. He straight up came out and said he doesn't have a contract.
Oh, dude, he's like fucking what, 14?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they presented him with a contract on live TV, but he never signed it. And he said there's an open contract if I choose to sign it when I'm 18, where I can fight Mox, in a death match. And he's like, I don't think I'm going to take it.
Yeah, no, dude, he will. He'll do something else, and he'll fucking go in there, dude, because it's stupid not to. It's just like what they did with Nick, and it's fucking weird and creepy. Like, it's like fucking Playboy, dude.
Yeah.
Or, OnlyFans. Like, hey, we're going to go seek out these people that aren't 18, but when they're 18, and shit like that, dude. And it's fucking weird, dude. It's fucking really weird.
Speaking of Natalya, if you haven't watched AAA lately or any of her stuff that she's done in like Bloodsport, which WWE is like opened up its doors to like Bloodsport, they own AAA now. She's debuted this character called the Loki Legend, where she's an aggressive version. Like, I would equate her to the female version of Kurt Angle, where she actually is allowed to do what she does, and she's not used as a fucking stepping stone for other women.
Yeah, she needs to be a stepping stone, though, dude. She's fucking amazing at it, dude. But this is
good. She is
to do this. Like, dude, that's who you want. That's who you want. Fucking putting you over is fucking Natty Neidhart, dude. I will say that all fucking day, dude. Like, if you're working her, dude, she's gonna make you look like $1 million.
My problem with the whole situation with Natty is that I feel like it's a punishment. Once again, I feel like it's a punishment.
For what? For being a Hart?
Yep, for being a Hart. I feel like it's a fucking punishment because she is a Hart. I mean, like, look, I'm not gonna sit there and say that Tyson Kidd deserved to get injured, but he's married to a Hart.
Right.
If you look at Teddy Hart, he fucking spiraled way out of control. I mean, that's
the
just
youngest person ever fucking signed.
Yeah. He spiraled way out of control. He's a Hart, right?
Maybe killed someone.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't ever know. Then you got British Bulldog son, Davy Hart's Smith Jr. Fucking once again spiraled. I wouldn't say spiraled out of control, but he got released relatively quickly in his career.
Yeah, couldn't
Um,
get over.
he couldn't get over because he's not his dad, and they try to bill him like his dad.
Like
Um,
fucking San Martino or
mhm.
Stasiak.
Ste- Ricky Steamboat,
Ricky, yeah, Dick Blood
Ri-
Jr.
his son,
Yeah,
They
Dick
tried to
Blood
get him
Jr.
over. Yeah, yeah. The thing is, man, is like I feel like if Vince doesn't like your family, you're not going to advance. And Natty's had a few championship runs, but she hasn't had a great fucking career that she's capable of having
She
and that she
absolutely has. She's
deserves.
been working for like 20 years, dude.
Yeah, but I mean,
At
like,
least she's been on the
it,
roster, on the main roster.
that doesn't matter. How often has she in that time frame has she been on TV in relevant angles? Not a lot.
Dude, fuck, I would pick being on for 20 years as opposed to having relevant angles for a year, dude. I would take that fucking longevity and just fucking
Well,
just
yeah,
be there.
but like the thing is yeah, she's had the longevity, but I don't feel like she's had the career that she deserves. I mean,
She doesn't need to
personally
be
speaking.
champ. She's
Sure.
still gonna be Natty Neidhart, dude, no matter what, dude.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the angle,
Okay, yeah, Kurt.
they're going to start allowing her to use that character on TV now, because it's gotten so over in Bloodsport and in AAA, and
Sure.
they've seen the work that she's done, and not just done in those two arenas, but and also in on social media, that they're going to allow her to debut it. And they started allowing her to debut it this past Monday. She was training Maxine Dupree, who's the the women's intercontinental champion, and they debuted that character, and it was fucking great. So I hope they allow it on TV. She absolutely deserves it, and I hope that they allow this vicious version of her to continue on in WWE, because that is what's worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But at any rate, that is the hour. Rusty, you got anything you want to say before we fucking jump off here?
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. I'm gonna say I don't think Benoit did it. I think they sacrificed Owen, and yeah. So that's the show. Hope you guys had a good day and enjoyed the episode. We'll see you next week. Much love.